Welcome back to Golden Axe Beast Rider, and now on to the City of the Dead.
Man, this new near replicant trailer is pretty something.
You know, come to
Sorry,
think of
Dad,
it,
wrong video.
Wow, did you a 27-minute trailer?
come to think of it, Tyris
Hey,
does
it's Yoko
look.
Taro.
I will say, in that grade scale, Tyris does look a bit like Brother Nier.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, I have to start speeding up literally from the beginning because this level goes on for a long time. Don't worry, I will still show more stuff.
Oh
but
my
get
god,
this,
so even after you knock them down, their swords will continue to go
yes,
after you.
I know, right? Just when you think the game hasn't done enough to be tedious, they found a new way.
So what's this song?
The Ikana's Valley from Majora's Mask.
Ikana Valley from Majora's Mask, yeah. That's
It's
one of
the
my favorite tracks,
spooky level.
Also, I mean, I don't think this is so much a song as it is an atmospheric piece.
Good old
Yes.
Koji Kondo, how I miss you.
Scaring the living shit out of kids.
What is Koji Kondo doing these days?
Yeah, what is he doing now?
Well, he's still at Nintendo, it's just that nowadays he's mostly just a music producer rather than an actual composer. The last
So
thing
maybe
I
he's
know- I think he
supervising
composed-
stuff like remixes?
The last Mario-related thing he composed was for Galaxy 1. As for Zelda, he hasn't composed for Zelda since Majora's Mask, actually. 'Cause,
Actually, he did a remix
didn't he-
of Bowser's boss theme for Mario 3 for Smash Ultimate.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
that's right. He
then-
did do that.
Oh, okay, fine. Smash remixes aside, though.
I think he was involved with Odyssey's soundtrack. Let's check.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, it was Akihata who did that.
Also,
soundtrack.
I have the volume low. What song is playing?
Ikana Valley.
Kind of Valley from Majora's Mask.
Okay.
My favorite
But
Zelda game.
no, like
Never beat
again.
a Zelda game before.
Well, actually, look at it this way. You're being a Mario fan. Obviously, you're a big fan of Koizumi. Majora's Mask is basically written and story directed by Koizumi. So check it out.
Also,
Yeah, here's the problem. I would like Majora's Mask if I wasn't on that 3-day timer at the very start.
also,
Well, trust me, Deji, the game
Jesus
wouldn't really
Christ.
work nearly as well if it wasn't about it. The game is built around it
Until
anyway.
just set the timer until I have the Song of Time.
Oh, come on. Getting to the Song of Time is easy enough. I don't get why people have so much trouble, to be honest. Just get good.
also,
Get good,
anyway,
Pedro.
Yeah, get
2020.
good. That's
Yes.
the guy that recorded that Jackie Chan game with using save states.
Hey! I never said that I never said that I'm not guilty of that myself.
So, Tio,
Go ahead,
what do we have
Tio, yes,
here?
what-
thank you.
What is going on?
Yeah, first of all, Tyris here has a weird new costume. She's completely. It's all. I get it that he wanted to make her spectral looking, but it's like she's being dumped into a bowl of tar for some reason.
I guess it's supposed to make her look like a ghost, but
Yeah,
it
again, spectral appearance and all. So I get the thought process. It's just that it's just a palette swap. We don't make her look particular.
Maybe it's to scare the enemy.
No, but this level
Oh my
contains.
god! The door physics actually worked there. It made it look like
These
you were
par-
actually smashing the door. Sorry, I had to point
This
that out.
particular section of the level contains also a very bullshit bit. I think I'll showcase it just in a bit. But otherwise, this level again keep getting tedious, not just for the spectral enemies, but because, as you can see, the skeleton enemies tend to be very fragile, but the game uses this as an excuse to spawn a shit ton of them at the same time. The good news is that you can perform relatively easily a counter to kill a lot of them at the same time, but if you're not good at your timing, you constantly fuck up, and you have to try again. Anyway, I think I'm about to get it. Alright, here, what you need to do is to park your beast on this platform. There you go. Then you need to, if you recall, yeah, you need to actually get here. Now there's a gap. You need to perform a very specific. Oh, actually, no, it's after the gate. But basically, you will need to perform a very specific type of jump that the game doesn't require in any other capacity, which is done by jumping and in midair performing the dive kick. At that point, Tyris will manage to miraculously propel herself, cover a bit more distance. Hold on, let's see if I can manage to try. Because if you don't perform perfectly, there we go. If you don't perform it perfectively, you will plummet into the bottomless pit and lose a life instantly. Again, this is the only point in the game where this happens and it's mandatory. There's no tutorial about it. There was no foreshadowing about this, so I have no idea why this is there. And I genuinely believe it's just a developer's, fuck up that they forgot to actually fix, because it feels really odd and out of place.
So
Why does she change appearance?
She does it for every major stage, Dej. For this one, again, the thought process probably was she needs to be looking more spectral, like, because this is City of the Dead.
I mean,
I think one of the item description tells something about that she needs this appearance, otherwise she will perish, because this is the city where the only the undead can live. I forgot.
Guys, 2 words: lost footage.
Two.
I really,
Yes,
okay, with these costume changes, I would bet good money that amongst that lost footage was going to be showing why she changes appearance from stage to stage here and there.
Oh god, it's like fucking food fight. They lose the footage, but unlike in
Oh.
food fight, they don't bother to make new stuff.
That's
Yeah,
the thing
I
with
argue
food fight.
I argue food fight looks a bit more finished than this, and not only in terms of
TO food
Dibs,
fight.
Hold on,
broken.
Dwibs.
I'm not
let
talking
him
about
finish.
quality. I mean in terms of an actual story.
You know, he's kind of right when you think about it. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. This game looks better than Food Fight, but in terms of actually feeling
That's
completed,
a very, very low bar. You have to-
This game looks better than Food Fight SCWRM 2020.
oh hey, a new beast.
Yeah, I mean,
There you go. It can teleport, and you can. This particular undead enemies can only be defeated while being in that kind of state. You need to defeat them using the golden axe, because apparently it can banish evil. Because
Oh.
Tyris, I guess, now Tyris is a cleric, I guess.
Oh, interesting. So they're like the pirates from Kingdom Hearts 2. You can only fight them in
Kinda,
the
sorta.
undead state.
I mean that's the thing though. Food fight was outright broken. Like, yeah, the
Food
motion
Fight
capture.
had a hell of a development.
Yeah, I mean, the motion capture didn't work. The character models were. Bleh.
The character actors were pretty much outdated by the time that movie came out.
Pretty much.
Oh, and on top of that, well, I mean, the writing. Well, what do you expect when you get writers from Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm?
So get
Is
the...
the Tetris movie still being a thing? Whether
don't
it has
know.
enough?
It now turned into a documentary about the creator.
Fair
Instead
enough.
of the-
It's
instead of the
it,
epic space trilogy that they originally had pitched into.
fair enough. It's
I mean,
actually
a
sounds more
documentary is-
reasonable.
Yeah, it's more. It makes more
No,
sense.
not documentary. I mean biopic.
Oh, okay.
Again, yeah, that's fair.
Didn't
When it comes to
Sorry, go on.
documentary, you can always check the gaming historian's
Ooh.
video. 'Cause,
Ooh.
he has an entire documentary that's like 1 hour long that tells pretty much the entire story of the Tetris video game. So that works pretty much for that
Cool.
purpose.
So, speaking of video game movies, kind of looking forward to that Yakuza one.
There was already one Jova. People are forgetting.
The new one that got announced. I can't
It's,
wait until Hollywood has a
Is the
all white
studio
cast.
is the studio even involved too?
Well, it had
They
to
don't have
at least
a publisher yet.
It even had to at least approve of it. You know.
Well, I know, but like without their actual involvement, I'm not entirely confident.
I wonder if Sega would
No,
just
I
call
don't. I
Paramount
mean, I
again.
think it was just okay. It was just there. Like,
Huh.
keep in
I wonder if
mind.
if Sega goes to Paramount, they could end up making that Sega cinematic universe.
It's a
Oh, clearly.
possibility.
I so want to see Uwe Boll making a third
No!
House of the Dead movie at this point.
Tio, his career is dead. Let it stay dead.
Look at it this way too. We can have the guy, the protagonist of the Yakuza movie, find a PlayStation 5, and he's playing a video game adaptation of the Sonic movie. See?
Oh,
That would
that's
be
very
beautiful.
odd.
That's
Is going
That's
to
it.
run
Well,
into
look at this. Well, I'll tell you, it's a way of having cinematic universe without actually having the two characters together.
I guess.
Wouldn't it be more-
Ryu is going to is going to have a run-in with the police, and the cop is Officer Tom.
That would be awesome.
What would he be doing in Kamurocho?
Maybe.
It just is.
Yeah,
vacation.
pretty
I
much.
guess.
Okay. So let's see. Sonic, Yakuza. Let's get a Knights in there because Knights crosses
they
over with Sonic. And
are making a Shinobi movie, and I believe which is Golden Axe the one that has Rise from Your Grave, or is it Altered Beast?
No, Altered Beast.
Yeah, they're making that movie.
Interesting.
Weird.
Yeah, this was like years ago, but it's like we heard nothing about it.
Uh-huh.
Also, since the game has thrown you an invulnerability token for a while, again, it's another case where they feel content in just throwing a shitload of enemies at the same time. And of course, the token just run out conveniently until the more stronger enemies start appearing.
Lovely.
Like, I really don't get the point, because they're very situational and just there to provide you some minor power trips, which are not even effective, to be honest. Ow.
Oh, great. Shredders.
Yeah, these skeletons have claws, but they can also use the range attack. There you go. If you perform this particular counter on the skeletons, it will defeat all of them in an area. Ow.
Ouch.
Ouchie, ouch.
So it's like the idea that she's slowly losing her life force, and that's why she looks more
No.
spectral?
Thankfully, no, because otherwise the game would have been even more tedious. Yeah, that's another layer of tediousness. For this entire level, Tyris is slowly losing her health bar, and you need to be rushing as fuck through this.
Okay. I don't mean gameplay-wise, but maybe story-wise, you know?
No, I don't remember that.
I mean, these different costumes are nice, but they're pretty much mandatory, so at the very least, story explanation might help.
Again, like I said, I think it's stated in one of the item flare description, but to be honest, I recorded this a while ago. I forgot about it. Anyway, also that pop in. The good news is that we're at the stretch of the final stretch of this level. The bad news is that as you can imagine, the game will keep throwing even more shit at you to confine you. Oh God.
Like clockwork.
Jesus Christ! Like I said, these steeds are so loud. I don't get why.
Yeah,
They made the sound mixing. The sound mixing is atrocious in this regard. Because some sound effect sounds relatively low, but others are way too loud.
You know, this game is like the reverse of Grand Theft Auto. Instead of you stealing enemies' cars, they're constantly stealing yours. Because now you
There's
have...
electricity, I guess.
San Andreas, where everybody's out to get you.
Oh, come on,
Wow,
really?
they took all of your mounts.
And keep in mind, until the beast dies, you cannot have 1/1 spawn from the portal.
Wow.
Again, and like I said, the AI of the enemies is designed to
Why did the enemy just vanish?
be invisibility given by the lymph. Remember, it's one
Oh,
of its
great,
abilities.
they can use it too.
Yes, but now keep in mind, the AI of the enemies is designed specifically to be that annoying in order to sprint towards the steed that's unoccupied as soon as they can, completely ignoring you in the process. They're designed to be as much as possible annoying, which again, I normally wouldn't mind. The problem is that this keeps piling up in this particular game to make the experience unpleasant.
Like, yeah, you could argue, oh, it's Mooks being smart for once. Okay, there's a fine line between Mooks being smart and the game just being annoying, though.
Like, again, a game like Dark Souls can throw even a lot of annoying enemies at you, but it gives you that feeling of just one more round and this time I will take it. This one makes me wish I had turned off the console at that moment.
Good God, I mean, for as much as the problems that Crash of the Titans have, and trust me, gameplay-wise, it does have problems.
I think I probably, again, I haven't played any of them, but I do suspect I probably would have more fun playing that instead of
Yeah,
this.
you probably would. Look, I said this as somebody who has my fair share of dislike for them, and
Fuck.
how they're sort of indirectly responsible for the Crash franchise kind of going on a way too long hiatus, at least when it came to main games that weren't mobile fodder. But by God, they were more fun than this. Also, the audio feels like it's clipping in and out based off of your mount's grunts and roars.
Again, the sound mixing is so poorly optimized
Seriously,
for this steed alone, mind you, because everything else seems to be fine. Not even good, but just fine.
Like, it feels like as soon as the beast grunts and roars, the music stops or skips with his roars. Like, I mean, did they, like, record this in mono or something?
I don't. Again, would it surprise me? Again, this is an unfinished product.
Very much so. Oh, I gotta say, this may make my top 10 list of games that I would love to have seen how they would have turned out if it weren't for the development hell issues. Like, you know, some games you can say are pretty much a lost cause, but this game, I really do wonder if this game could have been legit amazing if not for all the problems, because holy cow, it feels like this game just can't get anything right, mainly because of the... So,
again, Jova,
even when you're invisible, so let me get this straight. So when you're invisible, you still suffer detriments, but when the enemies are invisible, they can pretty much mop the floor with you.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Not just that, Jova, remember, this was released unfinished and for a good and Sega could not do anything else because they already had invested a lot of money. They just couldn't cancel it outright. They thought they could squeeze every... See what I mean? The skeleton completely ignored me for that. Like, they're that tedious. They want to hold me to progress in this kind of annoying way. And now I have to go doing all of that back again. It's so tiresome.
Wow. Oh!
Like, if you want to put the if you want to, you know, spice up the beat 'em up with puzzle solving, fine. But if the two things
did it.
Yeah, but not just that, countless other games did combine the two things.
Oh my god, you're
Well,
trapped.
God of War has done that since the first game. Even if,
I was just saying an example.
Hold on.
Sure.
But if you want to make the two things coincide and make them tedious as a result, I'm sorry. The mixing just doesn't work if you make it that way.
So you have to leave a beast on that sigil.
On the plate, because pressure plate.
In that case, I guess that's like one thing that the Brave video game has over this one. So
Yeah, that's the thing. I actually finished, preparing and all. Gotta be honest, if the game didn't look this ugly, I probably actually would have played it myself, because it does look to be enjoyable for my taste.
That's the thing too.
There
Like I
is-
said, the gameplay loop gets old fast, really.
True, but I guess thanks to the upgrade system, I can actually do that in different kind of way. Again, compared to this, where the upgrade system is, just scripted in and not really making you feel that much powerful, more like you're going for a slog,
I guess to be fair, Brave does actually function correctly, unlike this game.
To be fair, I don't even know if it was finished or not. But to be fair, Behavior Entertainment has a competent history of developing stuff, even back on the PS1 with Bugs Bunny Lost in Time.
Let me put it this. The Brave game is perfectly inoffensive. Like, it does some baffling stuff here and there, but for the most part, it's inoffensive here and there. Now, if you're someone who likes unique boss designs, you are going to be disappointed.
No, it's the graphics. Not just that the monster design, but really Merida's look is just atrocious.
Yes.
There we go. But
Still going, by the way.
yes, don't worry. Hopefully, we're actually I think we're near the home stretch, and I think I speed up the very last bit. But no, like. Not just that, I checked again the footage just to be sure, because I noticed that you guys thought that there was a boss fight was original. Guess what? No, it wasn't. That dragon-like boss fight, it's another upgraded book, the flying one. So the game literally doesn't have an original boss fight.
It
just
really
had
doesn't.
upgraded books like Yoshi's Island.
There you go.
Also, I forgot to mention, these gnomes that carry yellow gold insects, they actually only release gold. Well, I know it's redundant a bit, but yeah, just notice. Anyway, let's speed up for the final stretch before the boss fight. Ow.
Well, T, there's one thing I've learned from this LP is that I don't necessarily need fast-paced music when I'm doing a speed-up sequence during editing.
It needs to be themed, Dwebs. Like I said, again, Seed of the Dead, semi-themed music like we in the desert before. It's up to you, your taste, your knowledge, the situation, your judgment.
Because I'm still editing some parts of
FIFA 19.
Yeah, and one thing I've been struggling with is finding not just different tracks, but different franchises from which to get those tracks.
No worries, Dwebs. Jova, everyone else will give you some suggestions in the meantime. Here we go. It basically, again, this final stretch repeats you a shit ton of enemies, but can also steal the mount.
It's literally the enemies kicking you down, taking
Pedro, how usually for some of your runs, you arrive at a point where you just checked out. I was actually not checked out, but actually really pissed at this point.
It's just because, well, here you mentioned the Brave one. That's one of those games where I get to the halfway point and I'm just completely checked out because
There you go, the Undead Scout. The Undead Realm projects a supernatural effect on the living. There is your explanation, Jova.
Trust me, Theo. The game is more boring than it looks. It's like.
Anyway, time to face the Queen of the Dead. Jesus Christ, that looks.
It doesn't look that bad when you're watching it, but trust me, when you're actually yeah.
By the way, the Queen of the Dead doesn't have a credited voice actress, so if you can recognize her, be my guest.
Let me listen.
You are in the realm of the dead.
Oh my god, she sounds like Cree Summer. Not only that, she sounds like Cree Summer doing her Medusa impression.
I will carve your
I'll check in the meantime if she's
before Kidakura's uprising.
to the Death Adder.
Yeah. Bitch, please.
Poor pathetic creature.
Don't worry,
Alright,
Tyris
the
will
boss
magically
fight.
have her sword back for her just in time
This
for
is
the
probably
boss
the
fight.
best of a boss fights, mostly because it's original, because the Queen of the Dead basically just has a kind of a mind of her own when it comes to. Also, look at that. This fight is almost completely 60 FPS because I'm actually in a closed, small arena. This is just so.
And there's not a bunch of mooks walking to try and.
No, she will spawn them later, but yeah, she also can create clones of herself. Again, it is a fun boss fight, and you don't have to rely on gimmicks. You just need to give her a good slash. So there's that.
Hers is a nice enough design too.
So it's probably the highlight. Cherish it because even the final boss, Death Adder, is kind of a pain in the ass.
So, context. Why is the Queen of the Dead working for Death Adder here?
She promised her something against her. She holds a piece of a gold. She holds a piece of a golden axe, so we need to kill her for that. There you go. When she hold on. When she does that, you need to actually repel those two sigils with the golden axe. Otherwise, she will heal back again at full health.
He said the name. Roll credits.
I think Gilliu said it in part 2. I think. Anyway, let me check quickly on the additional voices for female voice actresses. Susan Eisenberg, Caroline Hansey, Courtney Taylor, Tenji Ambrose, maybe it's her, Lani Minella, Mary Elizabeth McLean, Melissa Parker, and Brill Breux. So maybe it's Tenji Ambrose.
Maybe.
And go on, Deji.
So, is there anything that you do like about the skinning that you would say that is like, oh, that's cool?
Well, sorry, what do you mean?
Like any mechanic or music or anything?
I like the variety in the beast that you can ride the different abilities they possess. So there's that. Again, it's pretty much clear that it's one thing that developers put a lot of effort and care into it because they wanted to make it the selling point. It's just that it doesn't flow well with how the gameplay is structured and how tedious the enemies can be. I don't know, I do believe that there should have been some kind of balance in determining what causes you to be thrown away from your steed, because it seems to be a bit random. Some attacks can do that instantly, others take a bit, but you always need to work your ass in order to actually, dismantle someone from a steed.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Oh yeah, and since Jova mentioned this game, I finally
Yes.
got to play Kid Icarus Uprising.
How's your
Eh.
wrist?
The controls have destroyed your hand already.
Nope, I just don't. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Look, let me put it like this. Kid
Have you,
Icarus
have you
lives...
accepted Medusa as your one and only love in your life?
That's the thing. Like, honestly, Kid Icarus Uprising has a good story, has good characters, has good writing, has a neat world and everything. But by God, that game lives and dies based off of your patience with the control scheme of it.
Yeah.
I guess Sakurai was in his very experimental.
Well,
That game
point-
really needs
Let me put it like
a
this,
Switch
dude.
remake.
let me put it like this, Dribs. Because the 3DS only has the one analog stick, or, in this case, a circle pad, they sort of had to improvise how to, how
Move the
to...
camera, moving yourself and aiming.
So-
Basically, you need kind of like it's kind of like what the AVGN said. You will have a bad time playing this unless you're Goro.
Oh, huh. Oh, he actually did a review of it.
No. He mentioned this about a control. I think it was a controller would require you to have multiple hands to make it work efficiently.
Pretty much, yeah. That is pretty much the case, and because
There
of
we
that,
go.
you're gonna have a lot of strain on your hand and wrist.
All right. So how does she die?
You have won nothing. The death
Let me guess.
cannot
She
be
throws herself into the fire.
no
Thankfully, no.
blade can take my master's life.
Oh, so Death Adder's her master.
Mortal blade in my hand. When I take your master's heart.
Decapitation.
Okay, that was kind of
Well,
cool.
I mean, I guess that's different.
Yeah, this is actually again. This is probably the highlight of the game. So enjoy it.
Yeah, pretty much. But that said, though, weird. You'd think that someone who's literally the Queen of the Dead would be considered more powerful than Death Adder, since, well, Death Adder's just a dick with a
The
giant
thing is,
blade.
but Jova, the Golden Axe, as you know, works basically as a trump card. It basically can defeat any kind of evil. no matter
True,
the
but that's the
powerful.
thing. The Golden Axe is in our position, not Death Adder's. I mean, sure, yeah, I know he's scattered to pieces. But
Anyway, the Golden Axe is almost complete. So in the next part, we traverse the Fiend's path in order to reach Death Adder's location. See ya.
see you then.
Yeah.